Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf. The big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Not me. Hello. Welcome to the Play Compiler stream. I know I'm talking like Albert Einstein. Today we learn about the theory of relativity. What is related? I'll tell you what, this game is one grindy, sweaty ass freaking game. I think I hate it. I think I hate it. Okay, so you may see my title. Does she look like she's about to do some aerobics or something? She's such a great character. Whoever made this character did a great job. She's so hot. She is hot. I think she's hot. I probably shouldn't say that because she looks. I don't even know if she looks entirely legal, but you can just tell she's gonna be. Damn, I don't know. She's just got that kind of like. But she also looks so like main character. I love whoever made this character. Kudos to them. They did a great job. Okay, she's just such a great character. Okay, so let me play the project so we can see where we're up to. So what we have now is we have a little helper function that lets us spawn assets from URLs. And with the characters, actually that's a good point. We only need the shader fix on the characters, I guess. With characters, so let's ask for this girl here. Yeah, there was an issue with the colors. So there you can see, there you go, we can see we pulled her in from URL. Something's wrong with her eyebrows. Okay, her eyebrows are still somewhat busted. What's wrong with her eyebrows? What is wrong with your eyebrows, my dear? Which ones is the eyebrows? Face, brow, that's the one. Okay, if we go down to face, brow. See, from what I understand, we're using this like VRM 10 fucking shader thing, which is like this really convoluted toon shader. It looks fantastic though. What a great shader. But Unity hates it. Unity absolutely hates this shader. So of course, what's the normal, what is the correct thing to do? Do we run away scared, cowering and saying, I'm sorry Unity, I'll use your standard shader? No, we stay, we stand, we fight. So I've been wrestling with it all last night and I thought I fixed it. But the eyebrows, as you can see, are still problematic. Now this one's the brow, isn't it? Yeah, that shouldn't look like that. What should the eyebrows look like? Let's go over to our other girl, the hot one. Where is she? Oh, she's ready for me. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at her eyebrows. Let's see what's going on there. So, where is your eyebrows? Where could they be? Actually, I can't find her yet. Let me just click on her. I don't know where the fuck she's hiding. There she is. Okay, face. Eyebrows. What should be happening with the eyebrows? Face, brow. They should have a texture in there for a start. My guess is that alpha mode is transparent. Let me take a screenshot of that. What the fuck are you doing over there, snipping tool? What are you doing to me? Alright, we're going to keep that on the side. so that we can check against the other girl's eyebrows and see what might be wrong. The first thing I notice is it's set to transparent on alpha mode. The second thing I notice is we don't have any map assigned to ours, so I'm just gonna go and move that over. The sweaty ass game wants my attention. God, it makes Star Rail look low maintenance, and that's bloody hell. That's saying something. Quest, what do you want from me? Achievement, I'm trying to do work. Get out of my ass. Get out of my ass. Do we go all the way with me, or? See, Lilith hasn't caught up yet. Let's just take Lilith to 30. What's our energy looking like? See, they keep me eternally capped so that they know that I will keep farming like a little bitch. Little bitch. Like a little bitch. Okay, so we go back to our problematic girl with the problematic eyebrows. And let's see if we can get to the bottom of this. The mystery of the... Oh, Unity, why are you doing that? Why the fuck's it doing that? There we go. Okay, let me look at your eyebrows. Let me take a look to see what could be wrong with your eyebrows. Okay, so yeah, like, oh, I see what's happened. I think that's an attempt, our attempt at a fix. No, I don't know, something went wrong during the export process, maybe. Why are her eyebrow textures missing? Is it like that on all of them, or is it just her? Let's load. Here's a good idea, right? Chizuru for Chizuru, right? We'll pull Chizuru in that way. Okay, Chizuru's eyebrows are also missing. What is happening? Why are the eyebrows disappearing? So when I thought everything was fixed, it turns out it's not. The case of the missing eyebrows. Missing eyebrows. See, this is what she looked like before the export. And this is what she looks like after the export. So Unity Asset Bundles is doing some rather annoying things. Now let me just find out if that could be caused by my potential fixes. I don't think that's being applied. Okay, let's not run. That one's redundant now. That one's obsolete. Let me just not do that part of the process. Are we not? Run! Okay. Yeah, if I don't apply, hang on a sec. See, this is how they come in if I don't fuck with them. So I still need, so I have made huge improvements. We went from a big pink blob, Mr. Blobby. But I'm just curious, if we manually change eyebrow back to VRM10, MTune 10. Yeah, okay, so it's nothing that I'm doing, they're coming in that way. Or something to do with, oh, what a pain in the ass. Something to do with the shader error is knocking the eyebrow textures out completely. What the fuck? What was the name of the eyebrow texture? Would it be... Well, see, it's hard for her, right? Because she exists in the project. So if I search... She's a bad test case, really. Because if I search for her eyebrow textures, I may well find her eyebrow textures. Because she exists in the scene. But for all the other girls, they don't exist in the scene. They're being pulled in from server. So even if I successfully find and reapply the eyebrows, I guess I could. Is it just the eyebrows? I don't know why this is happening. This is so weird. What I might need to do is collect all of the girls' eyebrows and keep them in the project, and then basically reassign them as the instantiate. Oh boy. But like, shouldn't they be somewhere in the bundle? Boy, this is a pain in the arse. Why does it always work like this? Why is it always like that you're 99% there, but then the final thing just doesn't wanna? So on the face brow material, the texture was called _07. Now if I search for _07, I'll probably get it, but that's because she exists. That still didn't fix it. Oh, but it's not set to transparent. Okay. No, I think I know what to do. Oh, if I just set it... Okay, I think I just need to set the alpha mode to transparent. And then we get... Is that... Wait, that must be a transparency map then, right? So wouldn't cutout be better? First of all, I think cutout would be better. And then in that case, we can just set eyebrows to whatever color we want, can't we? That also doesn't work. What is going on with these eyebrows? Right, shade color for some reason affects the eyebrow color. So we might just need to match the eyebrow color with the girl's hair color. Well, we could just include brow. Is that was going to be face brow? we need to set the shade color property Let's try setting it to gray for now or something. Can we give it RGB values? Yeah, we can construct it that way. Test color. Okay, let's see if that fixes. Okay, then the worst case scenario is, I guess on each character database, I'm going to need to go in and manually set an eyebrow color so that we can override the eyebrow rendering. This is so bizarre. She should have gray eyebrows now. Wait, that fixed it. That actually just set it to whatever it's supposed to be. That's not gray, that's brown. Okay, so maybe just setting it to cut out fixed it. So are they all working now? I think I fixed it. I know about that. I know about that error. That's not a real error. It's because I haven't finished. Did that fix the eyebrows? I'm a genius. I don't know, that might not actually be purple, but you know what, that's fine. That actually looks fine. I think I fixed it. So you see how we have a scale problem now? Yeah, no, that looks correct to me. That looks fine. Yep, eyebrows fixed. Yay! Okay, we fixed the eyebrows. Brilliant. Okay, so now everybody looks fine. So what I need to do... What we're also not doing is we're not spawning. When we do our spawn, I want to actually set the parent. Can't we set the transform? What would the next one be? Transform. I want to actually add the transform to the spawn. Let's try that. And then what that's going to allow us to do is, so let's try it with Chloe. Where's Chloe? Why didn't that work? Chloe. Chloe. Where? It's saying she's spawning. Where is she? Did that break it? Okay, that broke it for some reason. Also, we don't want all these fucking debug messages. Fucking more debug messages than... I don't know. That's a useful helper function that I'm not currently using, but I might need to use it later, so I'm going to keep that one in. Okay, for some reason spawning it on that transform. Oh, I know why. It's because, I think I know why. It's because the transform is disabled. Yeah, I think I know why. So selected character position is switched off because it's a cube that shows me where the character should spawn in. But it would be better to remove the box collider and then just remove the mesh renderer, and I bet that fixes it. So the reason why is because the parent is inactive, so it assumes that the child should be inactive. Right. So if I go back to characters and I bring it back up again, let's pick Chloe. Yeah, there she is. Okay, we fixed it. Okay, now what's nice about that now is, so this is basically for my character screen, right? So we can see the character, the avatar is going to come in, the stats are going to come in, blah, 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 blah. And I just want to display the character in the character in the background. So the next thing I need to do is take a look at my character spawn position. Let me just check this stupid ass fucking thing. Okay, we're no longer capped at least. Let me just do another continuous battle because this fucking game is like fucking worse than Star Rail. Me, give me attention. It's like having a fucking girlfriend. Right. That sounded really psychotic. Right, now we can move our spawn position and then figure out exactly where we want them to spawn. Because what I think I want to do, and then when we go back to the spawner now, they'll spawn wherever I put them. Okay, so what I think I might do is, so we have a scaling issue now, right? If I load this girl here, she's like fucking huge compared to everybody else. Like enormous, like a fucking giant. So that's obviously, they all need like sort of unifying. They all need scaling now. So I think if we take our main character and we move the spawner, this bedroom's a good test case for it actually. Let's just stand her on the floor here, push her back. I think she's a good test case. She's a good like yardstick for all the others, right? So we'll stand her on the floor. The first thing I want to know is, as we spawn characters, I don't think they will. Is the big one gonna spawn through the floor? Oh no, she doesn't. She stands on the floor. Okay, at least that's something. So they're all scaling from bottom to top. Okay, that's sensible. Unity did something sensible. So at least we know that they'll all be stood on the floor. That's super helpful. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the world transform on the spawn position and paste it out of runtime, so that now when we run it, all characters will stand on the floor in the bedroom as we spawn them in. Because the next thing I need to do is apply some scale overrides per character. So if we imagine that she's going to be our standard character height, and we can use that poster as a reference, right? So her head, so let's simplify it, right? What we could essentially say is, okay, do we think Chizuru is tall? Do we think she's one of the taller characters? Well, she's not going to be like, we've got a girl who looks like, we've got some like fucking couple of lolly looking characters like Chloe and whoever, right? I can't be bothered to bring them up right now. They should be shorter, right? They should probably come to here or even here, right? Like, I would say that, yeah, she wants to be like on the higher end. She's obviously like adult sized, but there might be a girl or two a little bit taller than her. So I would say the cutoff should be the bottom of this cat's hat. So I would say the tallest girl in this game, probably the top of her head doesn't want to go beyond the bottom of this cat's hat. The cat with the hat. So if we go to one of our younger looking characters like Chloe, I think Chloe should probably be a little bit shorter. Oh, she is. Yeah, Chloe's probably fine actually. So she goes to the bottom of the cat's chin. But we have a couple of characters that are problematic, right? Like this one. She is unnaturally super large, right? And so we need to apply a scale override. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to go into my character database, my girl entity class, and I'm just going to give it a scale override. So we want a vector 3 scale OR for a scale override. Do I need to construct it as a new vector 3? Why is that not being applied? Why is it still saying 0, 0, 0? If I rename it, does it go in as 1, 1, 1? Yeah. Okay, we'll just call it scale then. Because I want them all to be 1, 1, 1, right? Because there's most of them I think are fine, right? So what I'm going to do now, is it Izumi? I need to know the character's fucking names here. Izumi is girl ID 003. Right, so there's Izumi 003. She's the one who's like, let's just go through and sanity check them. So Chizuru is obviously fine. We're going to use her as like the yardstick. Tama is a little bit shorter, but I wouldn't say she's like, she's not that much shorter. We could give her a little bit of an override. We're going to start with like the obvious problematic ones, the one that make everything look really fucking stupid. So she's the first one. Okay, so what we can do now is in real time we can scale her down. So let's say 0.8 by 0. Fuck! I scaled the wrong thing. Alright, let's go to selected character position and make it 0.8 by 0.8 by 0.8. She's still too big. 0.7, 0.7, 0.7. If she's taller, we said no bigger than the top of the cat's hat, so she can be a little bit taller. I think she looks pretty cool at 0.7 though. I'm liking 0.7. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over to Izumi and we're going to set her to 0.7. Actually, we're never going to want, let me change the word, let me change that actually. We're never ever going to want, well, I suppose you know what, we might actually, because Mrs. Potato Head, right? One of my characters looks like a potato head. I was about to say we're never going to want to scale them unevenly, so we should just store a float there. But Mrs. Potato Head here, Kiki, looks better if you scale her. You see how potato head she is? I think if we scale her more in this direction, I can't draw on here. If we scale her more width-wise, she'll look less weird. We can experiment with it. So it might be nice to be able to scale them very specifically. So that's fine. So we'll just put 0.7, 0.7, 0.7. Okay, so now what I can do is we want to apply this scale override to the spawned object. Do we not have a characters database? No. Okay, now we do. Okay. I don't think system controller knows about it though. Okay. So now what we can do is in our little helper function, as we spawn objects, as we load, we need to know whether it's a character or not. I want to make this thing intelligent. So if the asset URL contains girl, should I just do it as like a... Let me think about my structure. Well, so far, girls are the only 3D models at the moment that we're pulling in to the system, and they all have a prefix of girl. So if I go onto my server, we have icons. So splash art for characters is just the number. Avatars start with AVA. The girls themselves are .pack files and they contain the name girl. Because the first thing this routine needs to know is whether it's loading a girl or not. Although I suppose, well, unless I do some kind of asset loading, like an asset loading request, which can take, it depends how deep I want to go with this. I could create an asset loading request type that allows me to do specific overrides and say, hey, I want you to scale this when you spawn it in a certain way, or I want you to do any number of things. Good morning, Canthia. But I don't think I need to go that deep with it, to be honest. I think, here's what I think I do. Also, I need to know that if it's cached, I need to make sure that the cache loading mechanism does the same thing. So there are two ways that my helper function can load 3D models, right? So, okay, let me explain how it works. So here's how it works. So we have, I created an asset loader function, which basically takes a URL and a spawn transform, basically. And what my asset loader system does is it brings the asset bundle in from URL, it spawns it at the spawn transform, and it also keeps a reference to both the bundle, which is managed memory, and the game objects, which are basically instances. Okay, these are instances. And then so what it's able to do, it works similar to my image fetching system. So what this does is when it receives a URL for an object, it also creates a dictionary, right? So along the way, it creates a dictionary. And the dictionary basically pairs URLs with bundles. And so what it's able to do is we request an asset, right? And then my system goes and checks in here to see whether it's already pulled it from the server or not. And if it has pulled it from the server, then it just goes straight to this, right? And it instantiates a game object instance of it. If it hasn't already got it pre-cached, it does this. It goes and gets it from the server. This is the server. It goes and gets it from the server, and then it goes round and does this. And also feeds that, right? Creates a reference in there. So it goes this way. So if I'm now adding a system of like scale overrides, so we want to add a scale overrides, I need to make sure that whether it goes this way or whether it goes this way, the scale override still gets applied. So here's our spawner. So we should the spawner is going to take an asset bundle of bundle. This is a problem. I'll explain why it's a problem. Why it's a problem is from URL, which is the original input, right? So this data point here has a structure that I can control, right? Such as girl. So I know that if it starts with girl and it ends in pack, I know that I'm pulling a character in, right? The problem is because it's using Unity's asset bundle system, by the time it gets to this point, I have no control over the asset bundle instantiation sort of thing. Unless there's a way to serialize it. So the problem with this function here, right, is as we do the spawn, as we do the instantiation, we've lost all reference to this, right? So I can't query URL in this code because the URL's been lost. So we have a couple of options. We can either carry it all the way through the system with us, which is probably what I'll do actually, or we could attempt to serialize the bundles themselves so that we can try to identify whether the bundle is of a girl or of, let's say, like level geometry or whatever else we want to pull in, right? So yeah, is there any way to serialize a bundle? Or could we not get the property, because we already cached it in the dictionary, right? So I feel like the solution to this problem is to query this, right? Because we already pair the URLs and the bundles together. So if we can reverse that and say, okay, I'm going to give you a bundle and I want you to return the URL, then we have access to the URL structure down here, which is what we want. Right, so then we can query URL here to decide whether we need to, well, basically what we're trying to figure out right now is how do we tell it where to get these scale overrides from, because obviously we can't store scale overrides for geometry, level geometry, on the girls themselves because they have nothing to do with the level geometry, right? So I'm going to end up storing them in different places depending on what it is that I'm pulling in. So let me think about this. Dictionary. Where is my dictionary? Let's have a look at my my setup here. There's my dictionary bundle cache. So my dictionary contains a string of an asset bundle, which will be the serial address for the asset bundle, and then a string. Wait. String of asset bundle. Oh, yes, string. No, sorry. We are pairing strings, which will be the URLs, with asset bundles, which are the actual references themselves to the asset bundles. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay. Let me just ask Jibbity how I do this. I'm a little bit new to dictionaries. Okay. Okay, let's ask Jibbity. Jibbity, Jibbity, what are you gaslighting me with? You're almost there. It always says one of two things these days. It always either says, you're almost there, or you're on the right track. It's such a little glazer. It should be called Glaze GPT. Such a little glazer. I've lost all self-respect for it. See, me and Jibbity, I felt like we had a good relationship, you know what I mean? It was kind of somewhat abusive and somewhat psychotic, but I liked it. It was fiery, you know what I mean? It had like, there was a lot of passion in it. Now I feel like it's just like, it's like relationships you don't want. Well, I mean, some people maybe do, but I think like the last thing I would want is a partner who's just like, you know, yes, like a little slave. It's like, well, no, you want someone who's going to challenge you, you know what I mean? You want someone who's going to, I don't know, give you some friction. Because you just get bored. You'd be so bored otherwise. And that's what Jibbity's become. It's become a little subservient little, you know, glazing little... She's just boring now. For each var cached URL in bundle cache keys, if cached URL contains girl, debug.log. Okay, so that's our syntax. So let's grab that. She does help me code though, so there's that. So I'm not gonna fire her or anything, but you know what I mean. I also won't be putting a ball gag in my mouth anymore, you know what I mean, and like and strapping myself to the office chair and letting her have a way with me anymore, because she's just too boring now. But you know, she can still help me code. It's fine. We'll still pay her. Well, we don't pay her anything, but if we still employ her, she's still a free working slave for us. So that's good. She's not used as a sex slave anymore. That's the problem. You know, gone are the nights when I would just strip off and, you know, type into GPT with my... Oh, I'm going to stop there. I'm talking absolute nonsense, as you can probably tell. I don't know, I just thought it was funny. Right, what are we doing? You know there's somebody out there doing that, though, don't you? You know there's somebody out there, some little freak out there who actually thinks ChatGPT is his girlfriend, and he's like, oh, did you miss me? Did you miss me? And then I wonder how much they freak out. Wasn't there there was a story about that, wasn't there? That some company had made like these virtual girlfriends, and then people were losing their minds because like the personality suddenly changed overnight after like an update or something. So funny. Oh my god. She's not the same. You've changed. Shut up! Get some work done. Right, okay. Let me get some work done. Where am I putting this? That is the tune shader fix. We don't want to be in there. This is the spawn from bundle. This is where we want it. Okay, so right at the bottom, right there we go. We instantiate our prefab, and we want to fix the shader issue. We could do it here. This is where we'll apply the scaling thing. So we say for each cached URL in bundle keys, AssetBundle bundle. We're already using bundle. Yeah, no, I don't want to grab the bundle. Okay, no, I wasn't clear. For each. No, I wasn't clear. What I want to do is I want to check. Okay, so in this request, okay. Yeah, Jibbity misunderstood. I wasn't clear enough. Okay, let me clarify better. Let me clarify better, sweetie. Let me clarify better, bitch. No, let me clarify better. I actually have the bundle but needs to check URL for a keyword. There we go. Now I see exactly what you mean. Thanks for clarifying. You're inside spawn from bundle and you only have the asset bundle object, but you want to know the original URL it was requested with because that URL is your key in bundle cache. A dictionary string asset bundle is a one-way map. You can get an asset bundle from a URL, but you can't easily get the URL from the asset bundle unless you store that relationship somewhere. Oh, don't make a new dictionary. Are you serious? Can't we just check all? That sounds insane. No, that's way too convoluted. You showed me. gIRLS is gaslighting me right now. If we can iterate through each cached URL and get the bundle out, can't we first of all just check, wait until we get a match, right? And say, okay, once you find a matched bundle reference, then you know you're in the right URL. Okay, I guess do it myself then is the answer. All right, let's see if I'm right. I know I'm right. Like, yes, I see what it's saying, right? Technically, you can't do a reverse lookup because the primary key is the URL, not the bundle. That's what it's saying. I understand that, but I was hoping, gIRLS, that you would help me. Right, here's what we do then. We can say check bundle. We could do it like this, right? We could say asset bundle check bundle equals bundle cached URL. And then we can say if check bundle is the same reference as bundle, then blah de blah de blah. Now this is where we want to do our shit, right? Apply our scale fix. We were sort of 99% there to begin with, but I don't want to make a reverse because things get messy, right? What it was basically saying is you want to make a second dictionary in reverse, right? Its solution was to say, okay, because you can't get a bundle, you can't get a URL directly from a bundle, you can only get a bundle directly from a URL. Do a reverse dictionary where instead you have bundle as the primary key and URL as the bund. This was its suggested solution, but that's when things get messy because, you know, if like because these are in different orders from each other, so then you have an indexing issue where the same entity that's in this dictionary and the same entity that's in dictionary don't have the same indices as each other. And then it's like, oh, what if you accidentally remove one from one or add one to the other, and now you have like a mismatch, and it just gets insanely messy very quickly. So I think it's better to do this, which is just to do a logic check until we find a match. So spawned game objects, transform, local scale equals, well, what we need to do is we need to get that girls. We need to get that girls details. Well, also the URL will have the serial, the ID as well. God damn it, this is complicated. So let's write this in reverse, right? So because what we basically need is we need to access. God damn it, this is complicated, right? We basically need to get the scale as a vector 3, right? So vector 3, let's do this backwards. Vector 3 is going to equal characters at position character index dot scale sorry, characters girls at character index. So how do we define character index? Well, character index should be somewhere in the bundle. So int character index in the URL, sorry, int character index wants to equal, we're going to have to convert it from a string. So we're going to need system convert to integer 32. And here we need a string. We're not using bundle name. So our string is going to be get index something something. So we will say system convert get index. For now, let's just set it to null because I'm doing this backwards because I kind of have to. So we will convert to integer 32 get index. Also, I need to give this a name. New scale. Local scale equals new scale. Get index. Okay, so now I need the string needs to be starting with the URL, and then we need to strip everything that is not the serial number from the URL. Because there's no other way to do it. So the first thing we can do is we can say get index wants to equal cached URL dot replace server root with nothing. So we just stripped the server root from the URL. So let's just type what that looks like. So that will be something like https playcompile.uk. Then it would be idle. That would be server root. So this here is server root. I don't know. Fucking arr! Arr! I turned into a pirate. I'm so mad. Okay, what are you doing, you stupid game? Okay, good. Pass. Lilith is at 31, so is Milo. Let's get Milo a little bit higher. 37. Holy shit. She's at 37. Okay. This fucking game is the grindiest piece of shit shit I've ever seen. Remaining energy 4%. Can I be the one? Let me be the one. Let me be the one. Remaining energy 95. I don't understand though if it says we already claimed the kill chest. Clear the prerequisite stage. Whatever. Whatever. Alright, who's the strongest support? This guy. Going in. Oh, this is Sweaty Will territory. And if you can believe it or not, this union is way less sweaty than the last one I was in. Okay, so let's get back to our shit. Right, so there's our server root, and then we actually have that on the end of the server root. Then we basically get the file name, right? So this is the file name. So the file name structure is going to be girl number dot pack. So what we need to do is we need to get this number here. So if we go back to our code, just put that there. Right, so we get rid of server root, so we already got rid of everything in front of the square brackets. We also need to replace girl with nothing and dot pack with nothing. So we can say get index replace girl. Is it lowercase? Yes. With nothing. Get index equals get index. And then we also need to say get index equals get index dot replace dot pack with nothing. So what we should be left with is number, number, number. The other thing we need to do is the number. So girl1 will be character ID 0 because we count from 0 in Microsoft. So we also need to say character index decrement. Now we have the, only now do we have the index for the character. Okay, beautiful. So now we've got the index from the character. We can say, well, we already did, characters girls index dot scale, and now we can apply that to the transform local scale. So let's see if all of that works. It should do. So let's hit run. Do-de-do-do-do-do-do. So the way we know it works is, that's fine. I expect that error. I expect that error. Remember when the purple haired bitch was where to, she was like a giant. She should now not be quite so giant. So Tamar comes up to the cat's nose. Izuru was like fucking, we could only see her crotch because she was so enormous. That's one huge bitch. And now, yay! She's just a little bit taller than Tamar because we scaled her down and she should now be at 0.7, 0.7, 0.7. So there you go, our scale override for characters is now working correctly. So now we just need to go through and make sure they're all a sensible scale. Okay. Yep, she looks fine. Rain. Rain's quite tall. Should be the tallest girl so far, actually. I might scale it down a little bit. Let's make, so we can try it now. Let's scale it down. I think she's a little bit too big. Let's try her at 0.9, 0.9, 0.9. Yeah, I think that looks better. She looks better like that. Okay, so let's go and set rain to 0.9. 0.9, 0.9. Save it and test. I need a hero. I'm holding on for a hero to. I don't know why I'm singing that. I've never sang that in my life. I need a hero. Why do you get the credit, you motherfucker? You blonde-haired bitch. What a son of a bitch. What's this here? Do I ever get credit from my union? Remaining energy, 95. Is this even doing anything at this point? Why didn't I kill it then? I prefer to bring my units, honestly. Wait, this one's different now. Are you only allowed to use... Are you allowed to use supports a total of 6 times, apparently? Alright, so Bandy. Oh, Bandy's quite tall. Now, her hat shouldn't count as part of her height, to be fair. I think she's a little bit too tall. I think we 0.9 her again. Let's try it with 0.9. She looks like Michael Jackson. Now, she seems a little too small now, does she? Because that head would only come up to there. Maybe she was fine. Or maybe I'd do like 9.5. Yeah, I think 9.5 is a good one for Bandy. So let's go into Bandy and set it to 0.95. 0.95, 0.95. There we go. I don't know people so hyped with this game. It's just copy and paste from so many gachas that failed. Agreed. I think it's way overrated. very predatory. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a Apocalypse. It's very similar to a Apocalypse in that it's pitting players against... It's a lot more subtle than a Apocalypse, I'll give them that. A lot more subtle. But it's pitting players against players, trying to pressure them to spend. Like, wants them to spend their life in the fucking game. It takes itself way too seriously. And it's very, like, just repetitive and empty. It's the same fucking shit all day. Like, the game expects you to just sit in here all fucking day. Like, go fuck yourself. Got better things to do. But I can't give up on my lollies, though, you know what I mean? Because, like, I don't know. What will they do if I abandon them? Can you imagine? What kind of father would I be? You know what I'm saying. So that's fine. I'll stick with them for now. I probably will end up with abandoning them at some point. But, you know, I want to at least level them up so when I abandon them, then maybe they, you know, can survive on the open road for a little bit longer before they get eaten by a panther or something. You can't abandon your crack account. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's kind of cracked as well, isn't it? I don't know, though. Is it really that cracked? Yeah, but, like, I don't want to waste my fucking life leveling some account that I don't necessarily enjoy that much. Maybe I give it away in stream. Maybe I give my lolly account away in stream at some point once I'm done with it. Maybe I'll do that. Like, free to a good home, you know. They could be adopted by some kind of caretaker. Don't do the Honkai Impact third mistake. Yeah, I know. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It might pick up. Right now, though, I'm kind of like, I just think it's overrated and way too grindy and way too, I don't know, boring. Way too sweaty. Way too sweaty. I've been kicked out of a union already because I didn't do enough. Because they're all sweaty fucking sweaty betties. That's why. Take themselves way too seriously. Take the game way too seriously. Right, let's go. What's next? I need a hero. Casual ones don't want to accept me. Yeah, well, you're... Put it this way, right? Because you've been playing very casually, right? Which is nothing wrong with that. But this game, Jesus Christ. I'm in a union right now that claims to be casual, right? And it's all full of fucking whales who've played the shit out of the game. They're way ahead of me. And I got kind of sweaty with this game. Sweatier than I do any other game. And so I look like the most casual bastard who's ever played this game by comparison. And I'm like, but I'm not. So I'm thinking about you and I'm thinking... I bet you're struggling to get in anywhere because you know, there's just so many. I got kicked out of the last one, like I said. Yeah, I can show you like a summary of it in a second. You'll see what I'm talking about. The union claims to be casual, and says you only get kicked if you don't if you have 48 hours of inactivity. But then when you look at the actual stats and how much people are playing and the levels they're at and all this stuff, it's like, it's a bunch of fucking whales. They're spending their life in the game. I'm hoping that'll calm down once the novelty wears off, but like right now, holy shit. I look like Captain Casual over here. And I'm anything but. Yeah, I think the game's trying to sort of bully people into, you know, which is why it reminds me of Apocalypse. It's almost like, you know, you're gonna feel obligated to pull your weight. That's exactly why it reminds me of Apocalypse. That's how that was set up, where it's like, oh, you better pull your weight. You better pull your weight. Oh, you want to be accepted, don't you? And in many cases that means like swiping or spending your life in the fucking video game. Yeah, I think it's super dodgy game design. Alright, so Bandy should now be a little bit smaller, but not too much. Yeah, she looks great. What about this one? She's quite tall. Is she too tall? She's about the same size as Chizuru, isn't she? Yeah, she's about the same size as Chizuru. I think she's fine. Chloe's quite small, actually, but I quite like that because she looks a lot younger. Chloe's fine. I like Chloe. She seems fine. She's like on the taller side. Mrs. Potato, this is where I could do, like I said, Hickocalypse Part 2, yeah. I feel like she's too tall. And her head's too, like, she looks too much like a potato head, is why I call her Mrs. Potato. And I think she looks better if we grab the thing. I think she looks better widened out. So let's just reduce her height only. Yeah, look at how much better she looks. I don't know, does she? Or does she just look fat now? Actually, I think she looks kind of nice like that. So I think we just do 0.9 on the height on her. Yeah, I think we just do 0.9 on the height. So this is Kiki, isn't it? Or something. Can't even remember her fucking name. Suzu? No, Kiki. There she is. Right, so Kiki wants to be 0.9 only on the Y. And then we leave the rest of her where she is. Right. See, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You go to Union, and like my contribution says it's like next to nothing. Mind you, I suppose they only accepted me. This was at 60 all day yesterday. Like, so basically, you have to spend so much time just to make this number go up. And basically, if your number's too low here, you're probably going to get kicked. Now I'm level 31, and I would consider no life this game. Now, if I've no life the game, how the fuck do you get to level 30? These have got to be whales that have swiped as much energy as they possibly can. Because how the fuck do you get to level 38 right now? I don't know. But it just goes and goes and goes, right? I have to go all the way down the list before I even find another one as low as 31. And now, okay, these are the more casual guys. So I'm just above average, I would say, in my union. And that's nuts to me. Because I'm like, I don't know. I thought I was pretty much maxing out this game, you know what I mean? As much as I could. But compared to everybody else, not so much. It's a hidden whale guild. Yeah, seems to be. Seems to be. Yeah, also they've changed their description. So this is the game's effect, right? This is why it reminds me of Apocalypse, right? So this game, already our union has changed its description, right? So when I joined this union yesterday, it claimed to be casual focused. And now they've updated it to say competitive focused, constantly climbing, 48 hours inactive equals kick. And it's like, wow, you guys are taking this way too seriously. But this was meant to be like a, you know, one of the lower end ones. Damn Slaves Guild convert too. Yeah, me no likey. Me no likey. Me don't want this game to be a fucking job. You know what I mean? How much energy do we have? We've got 9 refreshes. Holy shit. What does Miku want me to do today? I think Miku wants me to level gear. Miku wants me to level 2 more outstanding modules. Okay, let's do that. To level, was it level 9? That's what it said yesterday. Let me check it again. Oh, level 12 now, motherfucker. Bitch. I know he did casual to get people to join, fill up the guild. Yeah, I don't know, because I was surprised when I looked at all the bloody, effort that was being made in there. I was like, oh god, here we go again. It's not as bad as the last one I was in, which, like I said, they kicked me, I guess, because I wasn't contributing enough. It's like, bitch, I spent all fucking day in this game, well, half a day in the game. There are other games out there, I'm also trying to make a game right now. I'm gonna spend my life in here. Where am I looking? Modules. I got Doggy. Not that I can fucking build her. I got quite a few units now, but again, right, it's like, I can't afford to build these. I don't know if Doggy's any good. I think she's one of the rarer ones, isn't she? I know everyone else seems to think she's amazing. So I should probably... I just got to level some of these to 12, haven't I? I don't know. We'll just stick one of these on her for now. She Apex. Yeah, I thought she was. The weird thing is, though, she's dead easy to beat in the thingy. You know, the XP grinds. The one I really struggle with, and I don't know whether my team's just especially weak against him. Wait, do I have... I'd rather do some attack pieces. Do I not have another attack piece that's pink? Yeah, I got one of the. I got two of these. Which one's better? That one's good. One's got crit rate. One's got crit damage. They both got defense. Crit rate, I guess. I also got this one. Defense effect accuracy. That might be good to give to my Mio or whatever. So we need to get these to 12. Right, there we go. That should be the event done. This game's so cleverly disguised as cash grab. Yeah, I think it's the type of game that's going to try and pressure players into spending constantly. Defeat hard or above on Doggy 10 times. Yeah, I can do hers. The one I can't do is the other guy. So that's quite easy for me to do, right? She's quite easy. He's the one I can't do. I still can't even clear Nightmare 1 on him. He just fucking obliterates me. He absolutely obliterates me. But by comparison, Doggy, I've managed to do Nightmare 2 now. So I can't even do his Nightmare 1, but Doggy, I'm comfortably doing her Nightmare 2. I could maybe even do a Nightmare 3. We'll just do this one, though, to be comfy for now. Alright, so I need to do this for fucking Miku. So many stupid content creators hyping this game up. Why make the free 5-star so hard to get? Makes no sense. Because it's a grindy ass game, that's why. Yeah, you can see how grindy this game wants you to get. It's ridiculous. Well, look at how hard they've made it to get those ascension mats and stuff like that. Look at how hard some of the mats are to get. And like, oh, the easy way to get them is to spend. Isn't that convenient? Yes. Yeah, I think this game is like pay to win trash. Honestly. And it's like way too sweaty, way too serious, way too grindy. But at the very least, I want to max out my little team of lollies. Because it's fucking hilarious when they win in PvP. It's exactly what I expected it to be. It is so funny. Because I just sit there with them on auto, right? And this other person's like playing manually and they're trying all these strats. And you can see they're like, they think they're so good at the start when they get like 15 moves to my none. and then my team's just still stood there, and then they just do like 2 or 3 moves and everyone's fucking dead, and it's just the funniest thing ever. I'm like, oh my god, this is so funny. But yeah, I think this game will go one of 2 ways. I think it's going to go the way of Apocalypse, right? A lot of players are going to leave this game because not everybody wants to get sweaty with a gacha, right? I think very few people do want to get sweaty with a gacha. So we'll see this game bleed players over the next couple of weeks. And then the unions will even out, and then you'll have like the sweaty competitive guilds that, like, you know, if you don't wail hard enough, just like Apocalypse did, right? If you don't wail hard enough, you're getting kicked. And then you'll have like all the chill casual guilds, and then they'll slowly just sort of crumble and fall apart, I think, and players will just eventually get so far power crept by the whales that they'll just stop playing. And that's exactly what happened to Apocalypse. Like, it's only a handful of whales that keep that game alive, and I think that's what this game wants. This game just wants the handful of like competitive whales. What the fuck? Why am I losing? Why am I fucking losing? It just wants the handful of sweaty ass whales to keep it afloat, I think. It's not for the likes of us, I don't think. What the fuck is the deal with this? There I am saying, oh yeah, I can do it. Well, I normally can do this one. This one's normally not too bad. But, you know, now and again, I guess you just get bad RNG or whatever. And yeah, I'm getting fucking squished from the looks of it. Ooh, I don't know. It's going to be close. Oh, you fucking twat. Literally had no fucking health left. I fucking hate this game, you know. I really do. I hate this game. Have they buffed her or something? I almost feel like they buffed this fight. If anything, Memento better. Oh, it's a much better game. It's a completely different type of game though, isn't it? Okay, so where are we up to? Kiki. We were checking Kiki and her delivery service. Yeah, I think she looks a lot better now. Fiorella. Okay, she's way too small and we have some kind of weird issue with her dress. Yeah, her dress wants to be set to transparent or something. Yeah, this dress has like a weird transparency map on it, I think. Body. Yeah, if we make it transparent, that fixes it. And I guess the same with this one. Yeah. So those 2 layers need to be transparent. Fuck me. Yeah, also she's a little bit small. So now I need a second override system that can record the name of a material so we can override it with transparent. I said copy material properties. Why is it giving me that? I don't know, it's not using the clipboard or whatever. There may be difficulty adjustment. RNG. Hang on, give me a sec. I've only won one of these fights. I think they've fucking buffed her. I think they've buffed her since the last update. I was easily clearing this. I think they've buffed her since the last update. Fucking assholes. Right, I need a way to get the material names out of specific characters. Does that put stuff in the clipboard? Nope. I mean, these are the most awkwardly named motherfucking pieces of shit I've ever seen. And you don't give us a way to copy the properties to get that out as a string. What a fucking pain in the ass. So I've got no choice but to fucking painstakingly copy this whole fucking thing. Girl 012. We could do a container string system. I think I need to do a container string system. I don't know as well by looking at that, like I don't know, is it N00 or is there an O in there? Like it's hard to tell the difference between an O and a 0. I assume it's a 0, but I don't actually know. So what we want is girl 12 N00 underscore 002 underscore 01 underscore, I fucking hate the way they name their materials, underscore 01 underscore cloth underscore 03. Any other one we want, we're gonna need to fix. Wonderful. Right. Is girl 012 dash 002 underscore 01 underscore tops underscore 01 underscore cloth underscore 02. Wow, this is a giant pain in the ass. So what I would basically do now, I think, is if I go over to Fiorente or whatever, Fiorella, and now I need to add a new override component, which will do a public list of strings matte transparent equals a new list of strings. So I've only won twice, I think, or maybe 3 times, depends whether it dropped one thing or 2 things. Okay, I won that time. Oh, that's the end. Yeah, I guess it should be fine. Just do it again. Okay, so here we need 2 overrides setting up, and one is that one, and the other one is that one. And then what I'm going to need to do is, similarly, when we apply our scale fix, so that is apply scale override. We now need to apply material override. Although I suppose we already do fixed tune shader properties. So that should be in there, really. Oh my fucking god, this is going to be such a pain in the ass. The thing is, this deep into the code, how the fuck am I meant to know which character we're addressing? Because I'm in tune shader overrides here. Oh, also, that wouldn't have worked because I misspelled it. Wait, what the fuck? I don't know, that did fix it though. I don't know, let's just leave it. It's the old chestnut of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There might be a difficulty adjustment RNG. The game notice you farm not a boss a lot. They intentionally make it harder at random time. I don't know. It could just be either RNG where they crit magically sometimes and magically sometimes not. It's hard to say. Or they've just like buffed her since yesterday or last night. I seem to be clearing that way easier yesterday than I am today. The way they design the game, they can make the armor high grade past red just another colour, so it kind of becomes endless. Yeah, they could, but whether they will or not. Well, they normally stack new shit on, right? Like Apocalypse just stacked more and more shit on. Oh, now you've got these little creatures that you add on. Now you've got this other thing that you bring. Now you've got this other thing. This is fine. Nikke has done the same thing. It's definitely going to do the same thing that Apocalypse does and Nikke does, where they're just going to try and milk whales all day long. And the whales will happily fucking get their titties out to be milked. Because that's what whales do. I don't want to be a part of it. It ain't about all that. Right, let me think about this. I need to get access to that list of strings, but in this stage I don't know how to do that. I guess we could go up the chain, so it will, the spawned item will say girl whatever whatever, right? So I think I could do string get name equals renderer. Yeah, let's just see what renderer name returns, because that might have what I need. Debug.log get name. Let's just see what that returns. I hate these itchy pills that I'm on. My scalp's been really itchy again the last couple of days. That's why I'm constantly fucking with my hair. Right, I'm just going to ignore it. Wait, why did that stop there? Well, that doesn't normally stop there. I don't know why it stopped there. Or maybe I opened it too quickly and those were the only characters that had loaded up to that point. Possibly. No, it's saying hair, body, face. Yeah, so in that case we want to go transform parent.name. Oh wow, why is everything fucking broken on this one? Ugh, don't even get me fucking started. Yeah, that is how we get the object's name. Right, so let me just grab that real quick. Just put one fire out at a fucking time. Okay, so we need to get the ID to get the list. So we need to say get name equals get name dot replace girl with nothing. Get name equals get name dot replace parenthesis clone parenthesis with nothing. Then we can get the index, so we can say integer get index. Let's do get character index. Get character index equals system convert to integer 32 get name. Get character index decrement. Okay, now we can get the list, so we can say list of strings get trans equals, we're already on system, so we can go characters dot isn't it girls dot get character index dot map transparency. Okay, now we can say for each string get name in get trans. We already used get name. Get mat name. Get mat name in get trans if get mat name equals no, not equals contains, hang on a minute, it's the other way around. If material dot name contains get mat name, then set it to transparent. What is the property name for transparent on this shader? Cutoff might also work actually. Cutoff is alpha cutoff range. Shade texture, bump scale, receive shadow rate, receive shadow texture, shading grid rate, shading grid texture, shade shift, shade tuning, light color attenuation, indirect light intensity, rim color, rim texture, rim lighting mix, rim fresnel, power, rim lift, sphere add, emission color, emission map, outline width, texture, outline width, outline scale, max distance, outline color, outline lighting mix. Would it be Would it be alpha to mask? I don't think it would be alpha to mask. So cutoff has like a property, but transparent doesn't. So if we set cutoff, are we setting cutoff as a float value though? Alpha mode 1 is cut out. How the fuck are you meant to know that? So how the fuck do you set it to transparent? The way they changed, they don't want to make it so obvious. Well, we don't know if they did change it. I'm just wondering if they did. Okay, I seem to win every single time that time. I might have just got unlucky. It's just, yeah, because I won every single time that time. I might have just happened to get unlucky like twice in a fucking row. Oh, it says there though, 4 wins, 1 losses. So I did lose once. Again. Duh. When can I buy the red thing out the fucking shop? Not yet. Oh my god, I hate days like today. My fucking itchy pills are making me so itchy. Like my skin's fucking crawling, my beard's itchy, my scalp's itchy. It's fucking gout medication. Can't stand it. Let me just drink. I'm supposed to drink more. I'm supposed to drink a lot of liquid with that. Maybe I'm not drinking enough. Okay, I'm over my cap right now. So how close am I to getting Miku's fucking bullshit quest thing done? I need 2 more. And since I don't know whether I'll clear it or not, I'll just do another 5. Plus I'm over my cap anyway, so that way if I lose a couple of times it doesn't matter, I should still do it. Right, go on then, you fucking big grindy ass piece of shit. Time wasty grindy ass piece of shit. Even my ears. Right, okay, shade, texture, blah, 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 blah. So we can get the character index for each string. Okay, alpha mode 1 cut out. Let's just try it and cut out and see if cut out works. They're very similar to each other actually. But there is a separate property for transparent. I've got the opposite problem in Crystal of Atlan. I feel like my guild's not pulling their weight at all. They're a bunch of fucking noobs. And I'm like a fucking privileged daily gem pack buyer, so I get like shit tons of XP and stuff. So my contribution is like through the roof right now in my guild. But the guild's not leveling up because everybody else is like fucking noob and like no contribution at all. And because of that, I can't get like decent rewards. So like they all do it to some degree. I will say though, Crystal of Atlan, it doesn't matter as much. But I still feel like, well, I never wanted to be in that guild anyway because I clicked quick join on a different guild because I assumed it would quick join me into that guild. But quick join overrode the guild that I was highlighted on and put me in that one instead. So I guess quick join doesn't quick join the one that you highlighted on necessarily, and that wasn't clear. So now I'm in a Spanish guild full of Spanish speaking noobs I don't want to be in, and I'm the only one doing any fucking work. So I'm like, well, since while I'm getting the buffs and whatever from my paid gem pass, it would make more sense, I think, for me to try and join a slightly better guild so that I can reap more rewards from it. Because right now I'm carrying a bunch of Spanish noobs and getting fucking nowhere and getting no rewards out of it. So it makes sense for me to take advantage of my privilege. That's what they call it, privilege. They show a little label and you think saying you're privileged. Sounds so weird. It's funny though. So yeah, I think I might leave that guild today and then see if I can get into a better one. Because and also because it's Spanish and I can't speak to anybody, and because I never really wanted to join that guild in the first place, it was the interface that sort of confused me and worked in a way different to how I thought it would. Alright, so let's see if that fixed. Let's see if that fixed the problem with Fiorella's dress. Nope. Did it even try? Yes. Yeah, okay, so cutout didn't work because it did change it to cutout. I need alpha mode transparent. Let me ask Jibbity because I don't know how to do it. It's thinking about it. You should have left already, maybe only 3-hour cooldown. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it might not be a bad idea just to jump, even though I want to work on this right now. Why did Jibbity die? Jibbity, something went wrong. Too many concurrent requests. Do you mean in the world or me specifically? You're very close. I can feel it. You're very close. I can feel you inside me. No, Jiminy. No, no, no. That's not what we're doing. Alpha mode 2 is transparent, apparently. No need to set cutoff. Okay. Let's try that. Yeah, I should load Crystal of Atlan now and then just leave the guild so that any cooldown I have to wait can be happening. I don't actually want to play this yet. I do want to play it soon, but I'm still working on this for now. Ma! Papa don't preach. I've been sucking dick. Papa don't preach. I kinda liked it, but I'm losing my mind. What are we doing? Why isn't it working? Did it do it? Yes, it did do it. Does it also... No, this is another situation where it's just not refreshing. Okay, so something seems to happen. How did we do it last time? Something seems to happen. Oh, it's also got emission as well. I'm going to do all that as well and see if that fixes it. So that's how we did it before on the hair, because the hair had a similar issue. I'm keeping my baby. What? To provide adventurers with a better experience, the guild will be issuing a restraining order on all adventurer activities in Atlan starting on June 12th. What? A restraining order? What the fuck? The fuck does that even mean? Look, have they called the FBI on me? I haven't got my controller on. Why? Why you do this to me, game? Why don't you just let me click? Oh, now everything's spinning around. You spin me right round, kinda right round, like an anime waifu right round. Okay, where's my rewast? Rewast me! Rewast me, bitch. Come on, what are you waiting for? How long does it take you to rewast me? Right, now, Atlan. Apply the profile. Oh, it did let me click this time. Wait, I got 30. Oh my god, they never give those away. What the fuck? I must be that favorite. Ooh, I must be that favorite. Tap to check in. They love me. This is our big one for today, isn't it? Level 60 plus 12 voucher. Do I make my wish? Make a wish, make a wish. Don't forget to make a wish. I'm trying, if you'd shut the fuck up and do it. Come on, what are you waiting for? I'm trying. How do I make a wish? Congratulations, flubba. I don't understand. You're telling me don't forget to make a wish. I thought I made a wish through you. How do I make a fucking wish then? I thought I spoke to you to make the wish. Is that not what I do? I'm so confused. She's like, oh, don't forget to make a wish. I thought you made a wish at this fucking tree. I'm not team invite. Piss off. I'm trying to just claim my rewards and quickly leave my fleet, I think. Yeah, we're still stuck at level 2. We're going fucking nowhere here. Oh, should I have checked in? Yeah, it's fine. We can check in. Look at it. We're going fucking nowhere. And if we got a activity member info, I'm the only one fucking doing anything. Well, someone's finally come in with a higher gear rating than me, but they've got no fucking contribution on them at all. I'm gonna leave. Let's get out of here. Yes. You have left Los Angeles. That sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? You have left Los Angeles. Do you want to visit the fleet administrator to join a fleet? Yes. I walked straight past him. Okay, now we can just join straight away then. Yeah, this is what you see how it gets confusing. So it says square to quick join. So I said quick join under there was one called they're all the thing is they're all level 1s and 2s. Maybe I'm expecting too much to try and get in anything bigger than a 2. Now we've got to go bigger than a 2. Why are they all so low? Is it because I'm a noob? I think I can only get in a noob fleet. I can't even get a level 3 fleet. I feel like an arsehole now. Maybe my level 2 fleet wasn't so bad. Why can't we get anything higher than level 2? I understand. Filter. Skilled players. Anime fans. Titty lovers. College students. Social butterflies. Streamer-led alliance. Lively atmosphere. Okay, I don't want all languages. Can we have like English? Why? It says all languages, but then there's no way to filter it by a specific. Movie and TV show binges. Let's try skilled players. Shadow off. They're all low level motherfuckers though. Anime level titties sounds like your cup of tea. Yeah, I made that up. That wasn't a real thing. It should be. It should be a real thing. Knight Riders. Theseus. How come some guilds have higher player caps than others? Like Theseus there is allowed to have 86. Maybe that's what happens at level 2. They're allowed to have 86 players, but everybody else is capped at 50 or whatever. Anyway, they're full, so they can't. But then that one's level 2 and they're capped at 74. I wonder why Theseus is allowed more players than everybody else. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Goon Squad. No! I feel real bad now. What about Ombra? Level 2 Ombra. 51 of 56. Amadeus is full. why we can't get anything higher than a level 2. Maybe you gotta like prove yourself. I think Umbra's my best bet. Because I don't know. The choices are pretty grim. Is it English? Global Guild level 40 plus only. Apply. Request send. So many casuals, so many level 1s. I know, right? It's weird. Injection supply box. That sounds so fucking dodgy. Please, can I obtain an injection supply box? I am low on my injections. I haven't had a fix in a while. Right, where's that wish tree? Because it didn't let me do my wish tree. Also, this fleet better accept me. Oh, they'll be hell to pay. Imagine if I can't get in the fleet now. Because I got like blacklisted. Maybe I'm like blacklisted like Paimon. Oh no, then I'll end up in Paimon's guild. And it'll be full of crybabies like, wee, wee. I don't know where the wish tree is or how I get back to it. I don't want to be playing this right now. Okay, well I applied to a fleet. They haven't accepted yet, but I only just applied. But I'm worried now because they're all level 1s and level 2s. Now I have like a bunch of Spanish enemies out there who hate me because I was carrying their fleet and now I'm not. I never meant to join that one to begin with though, to be fair. Also, I don't know how to get back to my wish tree. That's why I left myself parked there last night so I could make my wish. But then this stupid fucking thing was like, don't forget to make a wish. Rather than just making a wish. So I don't quite understand how I was meant to do that. Garbage. How do I fucking get back? This game is so fucking confusing. I feel like it was in another instance even, like it wasn't even in that instance. The area ahead is not available in the current version. Oh, come on, I don't want to be in here all fucking day. Well, well, maybe I do later, but not right now. I'm trying to work on my fucking project. Yeah, I wanted to do that just in case there was a fucking guild cooldown or whatever. But I can't be dealing with this right now. Okay, I don't know where the fuck I'm going. There's a teleporter here. But I don't even know what I'm looking at. Rhine under... Okay, we've got Rhine City under district, Lumiville, Oraton. I don't even know which area it's in. All I know is it's all like theme parky. That's all I know. I don't know where it is though. Lumiville? Tokiri. Does this game have guild recruitment charts? Probably if you're in one, but not. I don't know. I don't really want to use chat. Like, I want to pick my own guild. I don't want just... I'm not saying, like... You know, I don't want to be like, anybody, just accept me. Like, I don't really give a shit. I was hoping to get in a higher level one mainly, but now I've learned there are no higher level ones. So I at least want to try and pick one that looks like... Those types of games usually have one. Yeah, maybe they do, but I wouldn't use it anywhere. Because like I said, I'd like to pick my own guild. What I want to do is I'm trying to min-max, right? So I'm trying to pick one that looks promising. Like, it won't be a bunch of lazy bastards who don't do any work like the last one. At the very least, it'll speak English. Because like I say, I didn't mean to join that guild. But the interface wasn't clear how it worked. Till it was too late. I have no idea how to get back to that fucking wish tree at all. Not a fucking Scooby-Doo. Enhances one piece of gear up to level 60 to plus 12. Really? I can't make both looking at later. The fuck's all this? Spirit Echo. I can't look at this right now. Let me just get out of here. What's this stupid fucking thing want? Okay, at least we're no longer capped. 7-day commission. Okay, so we did Miku's bullshit. So we got that. And then tomorrow's the final fucking day. Oh no, there's 2 phases? What the fuck? Do we get her tomorrow? I don't know, because it just says Linglu complete. Oh, it says phase 1 tasks to receive SSR. So that strongly hints that we will get her specifically. But since it won't let me take a peek, it's a little hard to tell. But then there's a phase 2. Oh, and that's when you get your guaranteed SSR pull. So there's going to be a whole week of bullshit again, probably. And then at the end of that, we'll get a random SSR through the fucking gacha, probably. Sweaty ass union. Everyone's so fucking sweaty in here. I look like someone who's not doing anything, but like, I just don't want to spend all fucking day doing the same thing over and over and over again, especially when I'm trying to actually fucking level my characters and stuff. God, this game annoys the shit out of me. Right, finally, can we test our thing? Yay! I'm so smart. Okay, so now she's just a little bit small, so we fixed the dress, it's all working. We now have a way to override transparency maps. And she needs to be a little bit bigger. So let's try it 1.1, 1.1, 1.1. And she could be a little bit bigger still. Let's try 1.15. Because she looks like more adult than a lot of the other ones. I'll do 1.13, I think. They took notes from Ecocalypse. I can't even say that, it's so annoying. I just feel like I'm having a stroke whenever I try to say it. Ecocalypse! Or turning into a chicken or something. Well, it is full of cocks. Oh my god. Okay, so Fiorella, looking good, looking good. Who's up next? Bunny Girl. Is she too small? No, I think she's alright. Her ears don't really count. She'd be quite short if her ears don't count, but she looks alright. She got fucking tattoos! And I think they're band-aids. Yeah, I think we could also add some of those as transparency overrides. Yeah, because if you look at where the black, everywhere where there's black all over her, she's a bitch. You know why she's a bitch? Because she's got so many of these problematic fucking textures. These are all supposed to, these all need to be cut out, I'm guessing. Or transparent. 6 stupid. Oh, he is really itchy. Sorry, I know it's gross. I'm turning into this fucking guy I used to work with. He used to have really bad skin. I don't know what it was. It must have been like some kind of eczema or something, I think. And his skin would flake. It was really, really gross. I had to sit next to him in this office, and he'd just sit there and scratch his skin all day long, and his skin would flake off him. And at the end, I'm not kidding you, right? At the end of one working day, his entire desk was just coated in dead skin. Like, it was fucking gross. Because the cleaners would obviously like clean all our desks and everything like once a night, but just by the end of a work day, he shed so much skin. Oh, it was awful. And I mean, he probably couldn't help it, right? But like at the same time, it was like, oh my god, that is so gross. It's like covered. Just looked like it was covered in like a white fucking powder, like his entire desk. And I was like, imagine what his house is like. Now, at first, I thought that's what was happening to me. I was like, oh my god, I haven't turned into Chris, have I? It was called Chris. I probably said too much already. Well, I haven't said his full name. I can't even remember his full name now, if I'm honest. And I felt a little bit sorry for him, but at the same time I thought, I don't know, if it was me, like, that would be embarrassing, right? I would probably get some kind of moisturizer or... Because, like, okay, like, here's the point, right? I know he couldn't exactly help it. But at the same time, I feel like if you're not doing anything to help it, then... I don't know. It looks like you're just not making any effort. Like, I get that you've got a skin condition and you shed skin all over your desk every day, but like you never do anything to try and help the situation. You know what I mean? Like, if he was sat there putting moisturizer on and I don't know, clean or just wiping his desk, even anything, you know what I mean, that just makes it a little bit better for other people to deal with. Then I'd probably be like, okay, he's doing all he can. He really can't help it. But when he's just sat there scratching himself all day and then he leaves his desk in a fucking coated in white dead skin, it's like, yeah, you know, that's gross. And I don't know. I get that you maybe somewhat can't help it, but I also think you could be doing more than you are. I think at that point he didn't give a fuck. Yeah, probably. But I don't know, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because it's like, people can't help their health conditions. But if you've got a health condition that's sort of like, I don't know, is somewhat affecting others, and I don't know if he was affecting me, because I actually did. The weird thing is, now what used to happen to me is I had a little dab of eczema when it got really cold. It only happened in really, really cold winters. Really, really cold winters, my skin would just kind of get a little bit, a little bit dry and a little bit funny, and only really on my hands. But then when I was working sat next to him, my eczema actually flared up quite badly. And I was like, I don't know, I know it's not meant to be contagious, but it's like, I don't know, like, how much of his dead skin is actually getting on me, because if it's all over his fucking desk and it's obviously airborne as well, like, I don't know, I'm sat next to him all day every day, I'm probably breathing some of it in, and that really fucking grossed me out, because it's like, well, that's not fair on me, really. And my eczema genuinely did flare up that whole time, and as soon as I left that job, it sort of like sorted itself out. And I thought, I know people would think I was crazy for saying this, because like it's not meant to be contagious, but I still wonder, well, I don't know, if you fucking sat next to someone who's that bad all day, every day, maybe it kind of, like, it probably was affecting me in some way, and then at that point I feel, well, that's not really very fair on me. Yeah, his dead skin did get exposed to you. Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. Because it cleared right up. So when I started taking this gout medication and I thought my skin was flaking because it itches, and I was like, oh my god, is this what Chris had? Please don't tell me I'm going to suffer from Chris's skin condition. But then when I look, I can wash. It's not actually skin. It's like the residue from the tablets. So I can wash it off my skin, but it comes through my pores, and that's what causes me to itch, I think. So, I mean, I think that's how it works, right? Because gout is basically uric acid levels in your bloodstream. So your liver's supposed to filter those out, and mine isn't doing it properly. And then it sort of causes crystallization in the blood. So it's all like blood circulation related, and these tablets obviously put something into your sort of bloodstream to, like, sort of neutralize the uric acid, which is what your liver's supposed to be doing. And I think, like, something about how those pills work, it like comes through my pores slightly, especially if I get warm and sweaty and stuff like that. Like I say, you're supposed to drink a lot of liquids with them as well. But yeah, I have days where I just kind of itch all day and my skin kind of crawls, and I'm like, oh fuck. It's not very nice. It grosses me out. But it's better than getting gout. You usually lose limbs to gout. That's like where pirates got their peg legs from. It was basically they would get gout in a leg, and then you have to amputate the limb eventually because the blood cuts off. You can't get blood to it anymore. It fucking hurts like a son of a bitch as well. Like really bad pain. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck I have it. It just kind of came out of nowhere a few years ago. Right, so in her case, she's going to be a giant pain in my ass. Because in her case, I need to find every single one of these materials and mark them out for transparency, I think. Ew, fuck. Or maybe even do a cutout override now. I don't even know. Maybe I should just mark all of hers as cut out. It just says one piece cloth 1, but I don't know what I'm looking at. Oh, there it is. So it's around the shoes, look. So right now you can see through her shoes. Look, there's like a gap there. And then if we change it to cut out, I think it's the black around the socks. It sort of like fixes it. Oh, Christ. This is going to be a lot of work. What a pain in the ass this girl is. This model. So I got no choice but to go through. Also, does it work if I change it to transparent? Okay, it also works if I change it to transparent. That's good. So I can use the existing transparency system Ooh, double-sided on doesn't seem to make it look better. It seems to make it look worse. Okay. What a pain in the bum. I wish there's a way just to like highlight and copy this text. Maybe I need to write a script. Yeah, I'm gonna write a script for this. Let's do something. So I'm just gonna say file append all text. Materials.text. I didn't mean to shout. mat.name plus line break. Okay, and I'm just gonna run the script and we're gonna spawn bunny girl. And then what I should get now is a list of all the material names on that character in a file. I enabled that script too soon. We didn't get all the characters. Patience, patience, little one, patience. Okay, we've got to wait for all these numbers. There we go. Now we can enable the script. And now we can find bunny girl. There she is. Click her. And she loads in. And if we go into the projects folder, there it is. Okay, so now we have a list of all of her materials. Beautiful. That is very helpful. And what I need to do is figure out which ones of these need to be fixed. So that one does. I would assume that should be the second one. No, I don't think it is actually. That's kind of weird. It should be though, right? That one's the first one, 0, body. But then why do the shaders appear? Okay, this is kind of weird. It looks like the shaders body's there. So this list of shader properties doesn't retain the order of the materials. That's fucking annoying. Which makes this super awkward to locate them. God damn it. Why did they set it up like that? Oh my god. Okay, so we're looking for number 10, 1, one piece 0, cloth 1. Fucking hell. Why are they named like this? So I think that's that one. Number 10, 0, 1, one piece 0, cloth 0, 1. So I'm just going to delete up to there. Actually, let's do this the other way around. Let's shtick. Can we do that? Oh yeah, we can do that. Oh, that's nice. We're going to put the ones we want over this side. Right, there we go. Okay, and then the next one that's broken is this one. Number 007, 1 tops 1, cloth 2. 007, 1 tops, cloth 2. That's that one, isn't it? Number 007, 01, tops 01, cloth 02. Pretty sure that's that one. I wish they would fucking name these things better. It's such an unhelpful way of naming materials. Because there's too many with similar names. You've just got to look for tiny little integer changes in a big long string, which is super fucking unhuman friendly. Right, number 00701 tops. I fucking hate this. Because, like, they're not even in the right order. If they're in the right fucking order, then I'd be able to just say, okay, number 1, number 6, number 7, number 9. Like, do you know what I mean? And this would be so much easier to work with. But, like, it's almost like, how could this possibly be as awkward and difficult to work with as possible? And that would be exactly the way it is. Like, I don't think it could be any more awkward. Not only do they have the most convoluted, bullshitty fucking names ever, but also the order's completely random, or like it's certainly not in the order that they appear in. So you've literally got to hunt for these weird ass fucking string series. I think that's that one. Fucking hell. It's like playing some kind of convoluted spot the fucking difference game or something. Like, why can't we just call these things sensible things? Number 00, 010, 01, One Piece, 00, cloth 02. Fucking hell. What? 010, 01, One Piece, 00, cloth 02. I don't know, I think that's that one. But how easy would it be to just get something wrong here? Because there's just so many fucking numbers you've got to remember. There's like 15 numbers in every fucking material name. And some of them change in some places and some of them change in other places. Like, I don't know why it was set up like this. It's so fucking convoluted. Is that one? Yeah, I think that's that one. So, okay. So we should have now a list of 1 broken material, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. Now we're on girls 013, number 00, 08, 1 shoes, 1 cloth, 2. Oh my god, this makes me so angry that it's set up like this. Like, it's just so unhelpful. Like, I just want to meet the genius who decided to set it up this way. Like, wow. What a fucking lazy ass, convoluted, unhelpful, stupid way to set things up. Okay, I think that's all of them on body. Face looks good. Hair looks good. And there's nothing on secondary. So that should be the solution then. That should be all of them. Now, in case I need this list back, let me just make a copy. Ah, you motherfucker, I accidentally pressed the wrong button. The wrong key. Right, so hopefully now I should be able to add those strings to the transparency override list for Bunny Girl, and she should look amazing. sweetie. So we have a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want to add 5 matte transparency override strings, and we want to put these in. So note to future self, if we continue working with this system, the Vroid Studio thing, which I think I will, because I think it's pretty cool for the most part. Yeah, I need to, next time if I ever do this again, which I probably will, like for future exports as asset bundles, I need to look at like trying to fix this material like issue for one thing. And I definitely want to like rename these fucking materials. I'm going to come up with like a system that automatically renames these to something actually fucking readable, human readable, so that if we do need to work with them, we can actually understand what the fuck we're looking at, rather than this bullshit fucking default way that it does things. Alright, let's test yeah, that shows how good my system is, doesn't it? We still have a couple of glitches. So there's a little bit of black on her shoes here that I don't think is supposed to be there. And then I think she's supposed to have some kind of netting on her underskirt. But I think the tattoos are fixed. No, they're not. Maybe they need to be cut out then. Something fixed. I don't know, that still didn't quite fix it. Why the fuck not? They do look correct in here now though. And it did change it to transparent. I don't even know what part we're looking at. So where are these other rendering issues coming from? Unless that one's also supposed to be transparent, even though it looks somewhat okay. Maybe they all want to be transparent for her. Again, I don't even know what I'm fucking looking at. Oh, that might have been her bandages. Look, these ones seem to have fixed over here. Maybe that's her bandages. Yeah, that's her bandages. Okay, so we need to add that one as well. So it's girl 13, number 0, 10. What? Oh my fucking god. Shut up. Girl 13, number 00, 010. Number 00010, I don't see it. Oh, maybe it's already in my list. My number 00010s are here already. Oh no, there's another one here. Maybe it's that one. It must be that one. Alright, I'm gonna try adding... Fucking hell, she's such a pain in the ass. This character is such a pain in the ass. Alright, we'll add that one. All the others have been fine. You always get fucking awkward bastard fucking thing. Well, this is the thing, right? Like I'm not a character modeler, so all of these models were made by different people, right, and then shared and uploaded online, and everybody has their own way of doing things. And so, like, you know, if you were making all these from scratch, you'd probably be consistent about the way that you're doing it. You don't know what version of the software they were using. There you go. Now her bandage is fixed. Right, okay, so these sleeves aren't supposed to look like this. I think you know what? I genuinely think, let me just try something. I actually think every single one of her materials, because she's an awkward bitch, I think every one of her materials should just be set to transparent. And then she'll look great. I think I just want to add all of these. But in case I'm wrong, let me just add the one that was missing from this list to there. Also, let's just try and bring those together. Okay, so we're going to make a new copy of this. And I just want to add them all. Because I feel like at this stage, we'd just be better off. I mean, okay, except for skin. I don't think a skin should be made transparent. But all of the clothes, I think, want to be transparent. And probably her hair. Not sure about hair either. I think a hair and a rabbit ears are probably fine. And a mouth. And her eyes. And a face skin. And her eye. Yeah, okay, that should be all fine. These are all the clothes, so I think these are all the clothes that need all adding in. So let's go back to her list. And just start from scratch. We've got 10 of these to add. So let's add the 10 spaces. And just go in and add all of these. It's quite a nice system I've come up with though, where I can just put the name to look for, and then it will just make the changes automatically for us. But by the way, this is something that Unity should be doing. Unity should be restoring all of the material properties to whatever they were when they were exported out, but clearly they're not. So this is a workaround for a fucking Unity bug. And it's like, wow, thanks Unity. Like, you're really supposed to be doing this, Unity, properly, and you're not. So what's happening is Unity is stripping out properties from materials when it's not using one of its built-in shaders. And I can't see a way to override that default behavior, which is fucking irritating. And it's too, because like the asset bundle system's quite good generally. Yeah, look at how much better she looks now. Yeah, she looks great now. Well, she doesn't. She looks like a fucking muppet. But that's just a character, right? But she doesn't have any of those issues with the bottom of her skirt. Even her shoes look good. All of her bandages, her plasters look good. Yeah, no black marks on her now. Even this bit looks good. Yeah, that definitely was worth doing. She looks great now. Alright, on to the next. Alice. Okay, Alice has some problems. First of all, she's tiny. I think she's too small. So I need to make her bigger. .2 maybe? I think maybe 1.1. $1.12. Okay. And then she's going to have some textures as well. So here's the thing, right? I'm liking this system now. If I delete the materials file and load Alice again, we'll get a list of her materials when we spawn her. Let me drink some more of this. Yeah, so if we look at her, I don't think this is supposed to be black. I don't think this is supposed to be black. I'm not sure this is supposed to be black. Definitely around the bandage is not supposed to be black. Okay, but if we go into the folder now and load our materials list, we can see, yeah, I think I'm just gonna, you know, maybe I could have done this dynamically actually, but no, it's best, I think it's best to do it this way and take control over it. So I think her hair's fine. Her body should be fine. I don't know, I'll take her into the bedroom in a minute and check that out. Well, she's already in the bedroom. Her hair's fine, so we'll leave that one. It's just clothing really, isn't it? Her face should be fine, her eyes, her face, blah blah blah. Okay, so just all clothing. So I'll do the same thing again. We could just do a search and replace on instance. There we go. And now Alice wants 8 entries. What's that stupid game doing? $32 energy. I need 2 more. 2 more reds. Can we buy one from the union yet? No, I have 680 currency. How do I get currency? Should I do one of these, let's do one of these super pulls. I don't trust it though, I think it's full of shit. I haven't had a single good thing off that banner yet. Alright, we've got 5 standard pulls. And one Super Bowl. Go on, go gold. Fucker. I need these like fucking crack cocaine. How do I farm currency with my union? Is it weekly quests? Yes. If I obtain 11 more modules, I can get 120. Okay, we were doing this, weren't we? So I'm just automatically starting to add all of the clothing to the list of transparent override materials, because I think that might be the way to go. I'll leave that open because then it'll just refresh it when we do the next goal. Alright, so let's try Alice now and see if she looks right. Yes, I think maybe, I don't know whether those bows are meant to be black, but the bandages are fixed and stuff. Maybe they are meant to be black. I think I would actually prefer them to be another colour, but do I really want to make an entirely new system that lets me change colours on things when spawned? Not really. I'll just live with the black boars, I think. That's fine. Yeah, she looks good now. Alright, so if I go to my material... Oh shit, I should have said yes to that. Fuck. I'm an idiot. Can I not reload from here? Yeah, reload, yes. I'm just going to empty this file out so that when we ask for Sylvia, there's Sylvia. She looks a bit too big, doesn't she? Because she's meant to be a younger character. And she's a little too much on the tall side. So I think the first thing we want to do, let's load her materials as well. She's got some black on her. So we've got our materials now. We want to set her scale correctly. So I think, I don't know, 8. Oh no, she's way too small. She wouldn't be that small. I don't know though. These are meant to be the childlike characters. That's very small though, isn't it? Then again, it works for Nahida and Genshin. Yeah, you know what? I think 0.8 is fine. So we'll set it to 0.8. So I'll make a note of that at the top of this list. And then skin's fine, but we want to go and do the clothes. So cloth, face is fine. What are you fucking doing? Face, eye, skin, eye, face, hair's fine. Skin. That one's clothing, face, eye, skin, eye, face. Hair is fine. So she wants to be 0.8. We have 8 entries to add for her. So if we go to Sylvia, give her 8 entries. We want her at 0.8, 0.8, 0.8. And now we can go and put these materials into the transparency list. Oh wait, I've got instance again. I mean, that doesn't matter. It should say instance. It should say instance, but I just I'd just rather not include that. All right. So let's load Sylvia, make sure she looks good. She looks a lot better. She looks better. I think there's a T in there somewhere, but she's still not right. Under her skirt's wrong. What are we missing? I must have missed some materials. Materials. I just called to say you look shit. Bum ba-dum. I just called to say your clothes have black on them. I don't know, like, unless these are lies. Are these lies? We did them all though, that's the thing. They went in, right? She's girl 16. She's girl 16. Unless they've got like a line break in them. Oh, wait, they've got a space after them. Okay, it never actually applied. Stupid fucking, yeah, look. It added a space. Stupid Notepad++ added a space after the word cloth. So it wasn't detecting any of them. Alright, that's why. That is why. Alright, get in here, Sylvia. Let's take a look at you. That's much better. Much better. She's looking great. She's a short ass. I don't know how that's going to work though, because the thing is, if I do... Maybe that is too small. If I make them that small, then the whole thing I'm meant to be setting this up for is for the character screen, right? When you're applying changes and stuff like that. So the only issue I see here with like adult characters versus child characters, if we take our snipping tool, right, I'm essentially, normally the girl's head would be here, right? So let's say we take a snapshot here, and this is what the player's gonna see, because the girl's head is normally here, right? Well, you see what happens to our child characters, right? They end up right at the bottom and it looks weird, right? So if our thing is expecting a head to be here and shoulders or whatever, right? And beautiful hair, well then that's gonna look a bit weird. That's a problem for future me though. Yeah, I don't know what we do about that. I've always wanted to like think about that. Like, there's got to be, maybe there's a way I can like. I mean, you could. There's all sorts of ways to solve the problem. Right? We could do like a camera height override or whatever. I don't know. Character height. And like same for like story cutscenes, right? If I need to dynamically add a camera now to look at this character, I need to know where the character's head is, because some characters' heads will be up here and then some will be here and then some will be down here. So like the character's head is going to be vastly different depending on like the age and the whatever, the layout of the character. This one's going to be a bitch. I don't know why she's such a bitch. She reminds me of my ex. Yeah, my ex was a ghost. She's a ghost to me now. Right. I've never seen the character's skin get fucked. Now all I can think of is it's probably the same thing. Either that or she's got like a mission all over her or something. But I think we're removing mission in this thing as well. So I'm actually just going to put all of her fucking materials because she looks so shit. Hopefully adding all of her materials because she's a material girl. Height wise, is she okay? I think she's fine. She's a little bit on the short side, but I think she's fine. Actually, she's probably about the same as Chizuru. Yeah, I'm going to leave her at 111 for now. So this one is where it was supposed to be Marielle next. Where oh, you know what the problem is? I just realized something. You know what's funny? You know what's so funny? My system is too good. The reason we're skipping characters is because I don't own them yet. Because I haven't pulled them through the gacha system. So in order to check everyone, I'm going to actually need to do enough gacha pulls in order to obtain the characters. Or maybe we can override. Yeah, what we could do is we could override our account data and just say that we own all the characters. Because we're only seeing characters that we own because that's what we're supposed to see, right? And we don't own. So the reason we skipped Marielle is because I don't have her on this account. So I can't check her right now. That's quite funny. That's great though. It shows how good my system's working, right? Like I have no way of getting Marielle in here. Not really. Not without hacking my account data and saying that I own her, which is brilliant, working as intended, right? So that's kind of fun. Is that one Himari? I think that one might be Himari. So we have actually skipped characters. Maybe I need to go and do that now then. I think I need to hack my account and give myself all the characters. Because we're meant to be checking all the characters right now. That is quite funny. Unity dashboard. I'm trying to think, is it even on player data? It's on game data, isn't it? I can't remember. Or it's in protected. Oh, it's in protected on player data. Yeah, so I own... So character 1 is Chizuru, so she's not on gacha anywhere. So I've had one copy of character 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We haven't had character 15, so I need to add character 15. How do you... Can you add keys in here? Oh, excuse me. Itchy fucking nose. Everything's itching today. I fucking hate it. And there's my weapon pulls. Fuck, I don't think I can add keys. Unity! Why don't we have a way to add keys? That seems kind of stupid. Are you serious? Unity haven't given us a way to add keys in here? So I would need to write a script that lets me, and then that's a dangerous script to write, that lets me give myself a character by adding the key as if we got it through the gacha. Or I could just keep pulling on the gacha until I get her. But fuck knows how long that would take. Oh my god. That's actually quite funny. I can't even... it's like it's very difficult for me to hack my own account and give myself a character that I don't own. But the reason that's so difficult is because Unity haven't given us a way to add keys through the dashboard, which I think is a bit of a misstep. Unity... That is actually quite funny. So I need character 15. I need character 17. Also, I can't even do that. No, you know what? It's even harder than that. This doesn't sound like it would be that difficult, but it actually is because it's in protected data. So basically, Unity client doesn't have the authority to create this record for me by design. And so the way I've set my game up, which is kind of amazing, is only the server can grant me a character. There's no other way to get one, and that, at the moment, that can only be done through the gacha system, and that can only be done if the gacha system, if the correct random number rolls, right? Like it is actually fucking ironclad, solid, foolproof right now, where the only way even I, as the developer, can get a character on my account is to pull them through the gacha. Which is obviously by design, right? That's the way I wanted it to be. But now I'm kind of like, oh, fuck. How am I going to actually give myself that character? Oh boy. The easiest way is just to run the gacha script, I think, until I get the character. That's actually hilarious. That's actually quite funny. I probably should write a tool that lets me, during development, grant characters to myself by ID or something. But obviously that's the kind of tool that like is very, very powerful and overrides all of the system, and you want to make sure you don't leave that in production because it would be detrimental. But also, that's quite a lot of work, actually, and I don't necessarily want to do that. How do I get to my fucking scripts? Is it JS scripts? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I'm missing standard banner characters mainly, so I want to run gacha DM because that's banner D and it's the multi-pull. So I want to run this script and I need to make sure I run it against my account. Can I just override the player ID? No, it won't even let me do that. Oh my god! I made an unbreakable system. Unity will grant you a random login, but it won't let you log in as a specific player. So I can't spam gacha pulls against my character. So the only way to do it, this is so funny. There is literally the only way. That's so funny. The only way I can get these characters is to actually pull them on the gacha. By design. So I'm kind of proud of that, because that, like, even I can't break my own system. And that's pretty impressive. But at the same time, that also creates a bit of a problem, because I'm trying to test all of the characters and I don't happen to own all the characters yet. So that is actually hilarious. Oh my god. Okay, so I guess we got to do some gacha pulls then. Because there is no other way for me to get those characters. It looks like I left the pull animation open. That is so funny. I can't give myself characters because I literally set it up to be kind of foolproof. Alright, well, let's hope we can get these missing characters. So what characters am I missing? This is actually so funny. This is actually hilarious. That's so funny. I know I'm missing Marielle. I don't have Marielle. Let me check my account again. I'm missing 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm missing 15 and 17. 15 and 17. So 15 is Katarina, and I guess 17 is Marielle. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because I haven't pulled that much on the standard banner. So I need Marielle and Katarina. Am I missing anyone else? Do I have Zoe? I think I've got Zoe. Zoe's 19. Yeah, I got Zoe. It's so funny. Alright, we gotta get... This is so funny. We gotta get Marielle and Katarina. That is so funny. Suzu. Alright, let's keep going. This is so funny. Oh my god, this game sucks. Why can't I just get Marielle and Katarina? Which I even have a 5-star yet. Oh my god, why is my look so bad right now? Wait, something's wrong. It says guarantee in 0. It didn't my pity didn't reset. Wait, what is going on? Okay, I got a 5-star. I'll maybe... Oh, there's my Katarina. Okay, I got my Katarina. I just need Marielle now. Yeah, when it said pity in 0, I think this number should be 1 higher than it's showing. So pity in 0 means the next poll, but it should probably show as 1. Okay, so now I still need Marielle. This is actually so funny. It's a good job I got plenty of currency. Okay, I got a 5-star. I got one early. Yeah, we got Marielle. We got them all now. I got Zoe as well. I got a double. Holy shit. 2 5-stars back to back. Nice. Alright, we should have her now. So now when we go into... I left Gacha closed anyway. Now when we go into characters, they should show up. If everything is working correctly, which I think it is. Alright, so we should now see... Yep, there's Katarina. Oh wow, she looks so good. She has got some issues though. Yeah, I think size-wise she's perfect. Yeah, we need to look at her materials though. I guess she's girl 15. So her skin's fine, her hair's fine. Her face and her eyes. Where? Face, eye, skin, eye, face, hair. Fine. Our Akati is good. Akati is fine as well. Alright, so we'll just add those. So we need 7 entries adding for Katarina. That's so funny. That shows how good it's working though, right? I literally had to pull the characters through the gacha because the only other way to do it would have been to write a specific script that would have let me override all that and grant the characters to me by ID. But then that's kind of a security risk. I mean, obviously you would delete it before it goes live, but it would have been. I knew it would be quicker just to actually pull it through the gacha. But that is kind of funny. Even I, as the developer, it's not easy for me to get a character any other way. Well, currently it's impossible unless I write a script to do it. Which is, I do find quite funny. Because if that doesn't prove that I came up with a pretty solid system, I don't know what does. Shouldn't that have had a number at the end? I don't know, it's got shoes on it, probably not. Alright, so that should fix Katarina. I might have opened that too early. Yes, I did. Shoot, silly me. Silly me. Did my mum go out to the hospital or anything? She hasn't said anything if she did. No, she's still here. Okay. Katarina. How are we looking? Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, she looks great. Okay, and we should now have Marielle. There's Marielle. Actually, Marielle looks great. I don't even think she needs changing. She looks great. Marielle's fine. Did we fix her? No. We did put her overrides in though, right? There's some... Yeah, this character's always been really weird. I don't know why she's the odd one out. I don't know what happened to this character. I might try importing her and exporting her and all this shit all over again from scratch. Something went seriously wrong with this character and I don't know why. Oh, this is Himari, right? No, we never actually got around to fixing her. Okay. It's fine then. So I guess is she girl 17? No, 17 was Marielle. She must be girl 18. Okay. Her hair seems fine actually. It's one of the few things that is. Her hair and her eyes are fine. I'm not sure about her mouth. Her eyes seem fine, so we'll get rid of her eyes. And her hair seems fine. We'll get rid of that. Her skin's fucked. Hair back seems fine. Eye seems fine. Eye seems fine. Hair seems fine. Hair seems fine. Eye seems fine. Eye seems fine. Hair seems fine. Okay. So I think these need adding for her. She's got 11 entries. What's she like size-wise? I think she's perfect. Size-wise is perfect. Okay, so she wants 11 entries. We need to do the replace. I wish that thing wouldn't try and guess what you want. Like, why won't it just remember what you had in there last time? Why does it try to like fucking guess? I don't like that it does that. It's more work for me. Let's bring it over here because we're just going from here to here. Yeah, I think our gacha system is pretty solid. Alright, let's load it. I love that I had to pull my own characters. Congratulations. Thank you, Katia. I put a lot of work into that. And I think it shows... you know how solid that is. The fact that I couldn't easily give myself the characters any other way. Oh, there you go. She looks great now. She looks great now. Oh, she looks so good. This is really coming together. So as you can imagine, this is what we're going to do in the turn-based RPG. Is we'll bring the characters in based on party setup. And in your characters, we can put the characters in their respective start positions and then start applying animations and whatever else we want. So This is really coming together now. Let's check Zoe. Zoe looks fine, I think. She's very tall. Actually, no, she's not too bad. I think I said the limit of for the top of the head was going to be the bottom of that hat, so I think she's fine. And she looks like a more adult character anyway, so yeah, the colours and everything look fine. So it looks good. Mambo. She's a child character, so she wants to be quite small. Yeah, I think she's probably about right, actually. She's probably about the same size as my Sylvia. And her colours look fine. She's looking good as well. And our final character is gIRLS. Ah, super cute. Yeah, she's a little bit taller than the other kids, but she's definitely kid-sized. And her materials look good. I made this character. This one's one of mine. Her skin looks a lot more pale though now that we've... Mind you, I did try to make her look pale, but for some reason in all of the artwork she looks a lot more pinky and less yellow. She's a little bit yellow there. Not sure why. It's fine though. Oh, actually, she's got... No, she does have some little issues around her top here. I think this top wants some transparency because, yeah, this is supposed to be... And then I don't think that's supposed to be there. Yeah, but other than that... And maybe this skirt. I don't think this skirt bit's supposed to have it either. Okay, so we'll get gIRLS, who must be character 21. So if we go into our materials list... and find girl 21. Oh. Did I make a mistake on gIRLS? Okay, I must have forgotten to name the materials based on the model with her for some strange reason. I think it's fine. I wonder if that's causing the strange coloration though. I think it's fine. Yeah, up until this point though, every other material has been like tied to the... Or maybe some of those are Mambos though, it's kind of hard to tell. Okay, to make sure we've got it right, I'm just going to request gIRLS so that we get a list of only her materials. She's got 72 materials. Are we sure about that? That's a lot of materials. She's got 9 materials on the body, 8 materials on the face, 1 material on the hair. What does that add up to? 9 plus 8 is 17. 18 with the hair. So why the fuck am I looking at 72 materials? Something's wrong. Yeah, something's definitely wrong. Okay, I'm curious, is that something that's happening when we cache the model, or is that happening on web instantiation as well? Just to try and identify where that bug is. Okay, so if I load gIRLS from the server, we get 18 materials. Okay, so that bug is related to caching models. Interesting. So her body's fine. We're just gonna do the usual. We're just gonna do the clothing. Face should be fine. Eyes, face, hair, fine. 7 entries for gIRLS. And we need to replace instance with nothing. Okay, let's just test that. Yeah, her top looks way better. And a skirt. Yeah, she looks good. Her skin looks a little bit yellower than I would like. I thought she looked a bit more pink. She does in all of her iClone renders. See how pink she is there? I've gotten used to seeing her a bit more pink. So for some reason iClone renders her look much more pink looking, which I prefer. But Unity seems to make it look very yellow or very pale. Now, I could apply a little skin tone override for her or something like that. It's just strange. I wonder why iClone renders her much more pink looking, and here she looks so much. She's almost grey yellow. And with the blonde hair, I feel like it doesn't pop as much. You know what I mean? I think she looks like a much worse character now. Oh my god! I haven't noticed that with anybody else. I wonder if something got mixed up in the process because all the other characters' materials had the model name in the material name, whereas she didn't. So I wonder if she maybe got mixed up somehow. Something got mixed up. I don't know. This is my character as well. I made this one, so I kind of want it to look good. So I guess we could just add some pink. Yeah, we could just add a little bit of red to the lit color alpha channel in order to bring some of that pink out. Okay, let's get it done. So we're adding yet another system. Of skin tone. Where is alpha channels? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so every other character just wants to stay as white because their skin tone looks fine. And in her, we're just going to give this little pink override too. And then in our system, we're going to implement that. We don't want that system. Okay, so as we're fixing materials, I think we're done with dumping materials out now. Yeah, I do need to make a note. Let me just make a note for myself. Something is causing cached model loads to loop multiple times. Fix this. I don't need all these comments. Right. Right, so what we can do, I think they should all have the word skin in, I think. So here I can just say if mat.name contains, I don't know if they do all have skin, and you know what, I need a list of those materials again. Face has skin, body has skin. I think they're the only two we need actually. Yeah, I think skin is all marked as skin and it's in block capitals. So if material name contains underscore skin underscore, then mat dot set color and we want the main text to get the color from, oh, I need to get the we'll have to do it after we do this so that we can get the name. We need to get the name first. So we need to drag this logic down here so that we have access to the character index. So we can say character girls character index dot skin tone. There we go. Okay, so now any skin tone overrides we want to apply to any of our characters, we can just put them in there. Let's see what girl brush looks like now. I opened it too soon. I'm fully initialized. Alright, give it a little bit more time. Okay, I think everything's initialized now. Girl brush, where are you? There you are. Alright, is she looking better? Alright, I'll see you in a bit. See, she still looks kind of yellow to me. Oh wait, we got an error, that's why. Okay, property main text already exists in the property sheet with a different type 04. With a different type. Okay, we have shade color and shade texture. I think maybe it's shade texture that we want. Because main texture is just the texture property, I think. And shade texture is the shade of that said texture. Yeah, I think I made a mistake there. I didn't get any errors. But she still looks yellow. Did she get the color? Yeah, it didn't apply the color. So that's not right either. Lit color alpha. What the fuck is this property called? Lit color alpha. Oh, that one's shade color. Also, it didn't apply to shade color either though. Set color of shade texture. Oh my god. Yeah, that's so funny. This is where I tried to do it on the eyebrow previously, but I actually made a spelling mistake, but for some reason the eyebrows got fixed somewhere, and I don't want to change it even though that's spelt wrong, just in case somehow that's actually causing it to work properly. Not set texture, shade texture, black text. Set texture of shade texture. I think that's shade texture. Okay, let me have a look at the shader. Oh, lit color and alpha color is just called underscore color. You know, I don't know who fucking named everything in this thing, but it's... I don't know. They make it very confusing. Right, so we should just be able to say underscore color. Is it spelled American color? Yeah, it's spelled American color. Okay, let's try that. It looks like it's underscore color for lit color plus alpha color. And it probably wants to be a color 32 as well, so we might get it. I think Unity will convert it for us though. There we go, she's much more pink. Look at that. Look at how much better she looks. And we could tune that as much as we want, obviously. No, I think she looks way better. Way better. She's out pirating and looting treasure and running around in the sun and stuff, so she's not going to be that pale, I don't think. She looks so much better. Crazy how like a little touch of shade here and there. Oh, it's crazy how the most subtle of changes can sometimes make such a big difference. Yeah, I think she looks so much better. She looks great. She might be a little bit too much, a little bit too heavy. I might dull it down a bit, but it's hard to tell in this bedroom because the bedroom's like kind of... There's a light that comes in through the window here and she's sort of beyond it. So there's not a lot of lighting on her right now. So it's kind of hard to tell. When she's in a better lit environment, we might get a better idea of how that looks. Yeah, I think that's looking great. She fine, will change with lighting. Yeah, oh, absolutely she will. She doesn't look as yellow and grey and washed out now though, have you noticed? And that's what I wanted to fix. So I'm really happy with that. Our system is now able to pull in characters. Like I said, there's a little bug I need to fix there where it seems to be running that code multiple times and it shouldn't be when we already have the model pulled in from the cache. So the reason that's important is because, like, let's say I want to put you in a battle where you're fighting 4 slimes or whatever, right? Then I load 1 slime from the server and then I just create copies of that same slime there's no point in pulling that data from the server again once we've already done that, because it's the same data. So even though you wouldn't have multiple copies of the same character, I do plan on doing that with enemies and who knows what else, right? Little things you might pick up, weapons, who knows what, whatever, right? So yeah, looking good. I do need a break though, so I'll probably leave it there for a bit. I think I'm going to jump in the shower as well, see if that helps with my skin. But I should be back on a little bit later. But thank you for joining me. It's been nice having some company. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this is going. It was a lot of sort of, a lot of overrides and a lot of extra work and stuff like that. But I think it's all worth it because, these are our characters, so we want them to look good. We want to make sure they spawn right. We want to make sure their skills look good. And it's nice to have a system now where I can, override materials, colors. It's all starting to tie together quite nicely. Beautiful. Really happy with that. Alright, I'm going to go get a shower, maybe grab something to eat, and I should be back on a bit later. See you later. Bye.